Hello Forex traders, I hope you're doing good wherever you are watching this market review for the 5th of June to the 10th of June or to this Friday. We are doing the market review for the dollar index and also for the GBP USD and also the Euro USD pair. Okay, so starting on the weekly time frame, I remember the other week, last week, we were talking about the market retraced back to this order block. This order block here, and the market really went back to that given area before we start expecting to see the rejections in price. That is what we were expecting on the weekly time frame. So when we drop to the daily time frame, with the daily time frame, we are putting our concentration to this bearish order block, whereby we were expecting to see that this price have to retrace at least 50% of that bearish order block before we see the rejection in price, which it did. So it didn't reach the 50% of it, but it was around something like the 40% of this order block before we saw the rejection to the downside. Again, when I go to my lower time frame, that is on the 4 hours time frame, the 4 hours time frame, you can see that this market came all the way and it broke this low, so meaning we had a break of market structure here. That's on the 4 hours time frame. There was this break of structure. So there was this BMS, the downside, and when we had the break of market structure to the downside here, meaning the market responded back to this order block. We saw this movement that went back to that order block there, and also this movement filled this fair value gap that was sitting here. So since that fair value gap was filled, we had also this sharp movement to the downside, again breaking this market structure here. So we had this another break of structure here to the downside, and the order block that was responsible for that break of market structure was the last bullish candle before this bearish movement that went and broke the structure. And as you can see, there was no retracement back to that original area, because with this 4 hours time frame, we consider this as a bearish movement. All of this up to this area is what we considered as our bearish movement, and we were expecting the prices to retrace back to that area before we could see the movement. Even also this order block is very much visible also in the daily time frame, and you can see here, see there was this movement all the way from this area, and it went back to this order block, respecting the 50% of this bullish candle, which was respected because it had broken this low, and this market, I'll call it, it had retraced back to the order block. And then there was this also break of strength to the downside, which we saw no retracement by price in that area, because with the daily time frame, this was our bearish order. So you can just see there was no candle that retreated back to that this bearish order block in the daily time frame, apart from what we are having right now. Okay, apart from what we are having right now. So since we have seen that in the 4 hours time frame, that is our bearish order block, and we saw the rejection in price, whereby the market created some liquidity before also it could reject from that order block. You saw this, there was this liquidity which was also cleared. So this was our buy side liquidity, with the market cleared the liquidity before it could go to the downside, this at the downside area like this. So again, what you can see here is that there was this movement that started all the way from that area all to this downside, which means we broke this low. There was a break of structure here at BMS, the downside. There was this break of structure, and now what we are having here are two feasible things. We had this break of structure here, but remember, if we go to the lower time frame, we are going to find two order blocks. So the first order block that I will consider will be this one, which also you can just see, if we become very serious with this, you can just see that the break of market structure occurred here when this low was broken. You can just see. So let's just drop to the 2 hours time frame so that we can understand what we are talking about much better. So you can just see in the 2 hours time frame, there was this high, this low, this high again, this low, that high, and then this market that came and it broke this low. So meaning we had a break of structure here. And why do I consider this as a break of structure? Is because this was retracing back to fill this fair value gap, meaning this is a strong low, and that's why we'll consider it as a breakout structure, and the market will trace back to where this bearish order block here. So this is where we trace back the bearish order block, and again after that movement we had again this movement again that came all the way and it broke this, which means we had another breakout structure to the downside. Here is breakout structure, and again right now we are expecting now this price to either retrace back to this area, the wall of this area. We are expecting it to still be traded back to probably starting from on Monday. So I'm still expecting to still see some movement back to this area like this before we could expect to see some bearish direction happening. Okay, remember this is what we are just talking about in 2 hours time frame. So let's go to the 1 hour time frame so that we can see what we are expecting. So here on the 1 hour time frame, this is our bearish order block, and also on the 1 hour time frame again, this is an area where we are having our mitigations block. So for me, I'm still seeing some possibilities that this price could either reverse from this area, even though so it might go up and clear this liquidity. Remember, this area is a key area because it was tracing back to fill the fair value cap, which I don't see that the price will be interested to go to that area, because this high here was just going to fill this fair value gap that was done in the dollar index. So probably I'm expecting to see this movement starting on Monday, the price to retrace back to this area a little bit, or even we open with a gap to this place here, and then we start now having the rejections to the downside. So with the daily time frame, I'm still expecting this pair to still continue going down to this area. Remember, we were talking about the key areas that we still want to see this price going to is this low here. I'm also still interested to see the dollar index going back when to fill these gaps here, these fair value gaps that was done in price. And also there are order blocks that are still in existence in that pair. So probably we are still expecting to see some more bearish directions in the dollar index starting from next week or even after the other week. Also remember, we might still see this kind of movement whereby in the 4 hours time frame we might still see the bearish movement like this. We come and break this low, and then a retracement either to the order block again around Tuesday, Wednesday, before we could still see another movement down, and then some retracement to some point there about. So whatever we have just talked about, we are still expecting two possibilities: either we clear this buy side liquidity, or the market just reject from this mitigation block and we see the sharp movement. So I'm saying that we might expect the market to open tomorrow with a gap to the upside and then a sharp move to the downside, clearing all these the imbalances that were left in price. So that is high chances it is going to happen. Okay, so on the Euro USD charts on the weekly time frame, we had this bullish order block. Remember, this market had broken this high, so this was our bullish order block in the weekly time frame, and we can just see that the price just went to that order block and it filled around 40% of it before we had that bullish movement that went to the upside. Okay, so that is what I was expecting on the weekly time frame. Now, because we are in the order block, I'm expecting to see this sharp bullish movement to still continue the bullish direction of this pair. Okay, another thing though, on the daily time frame, as my chart is loading on the daily time frame, you can just see that this price came back to which area, to this order block. All of these was our bullish order block, which we will refine it when we go to much lower time frame. Another thing that I'm just seeing is that we are having a key area in this price, whereby this price is acting as a flip zone. You can just see the price just went down, went up again, and it is respecting this line, or this it is respecting the price of 1.06375. So this 1.06375 is a very key area in price, whereby we have been seeing some price reaching that area, closing at that area, moving away from that area, closing again below that area. So this price is a key price for concern to me. Okay, you can just see the way the price has just been playing around with this price. So this price 63.75 is a very key price for me, because I've just seen that the price is playing around with this with that price. So probably we are still expecting to see more activities going on concerning this this price probably. That is what I'm expecting on next week. So on next week also, what I just said is that I don't want to see this price going down further. I don't want to still see this price going down like this. I'm still expecting just starting from next week, we might open with a gap and then there could be a sharp movement. That is what I'm just talking about in the daily time frame. But let's look on the 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hours time frame, we can just see that on the 4 hours time frame, we broke this high, so there was a break of market to the upside. And another thing also is that we had this bullish order block, which the price hasn't been able to reach to that bullish order block correctly, because you can just see here this week. So probably I'm still expecting on next week we have this either the market opening with a gap and then we have the bullish movement. That is what I'm expecting to see happening on next week. So probably we might open with a gap, or the market just opens here and then there will be a sharp movement down here for some pips, and then we have this sharp movement to the upside. That is what I'm expecting on the Euro USD. Let's go to the 2 hours time frame. On the 2 hours time frame again, you can just see that in the 2 hours time frame, in the 2 hours time frame, you can just see that the market went to this low, this lower high, and then this lower low again, and then there was this lower high and higher low, and then a higher high. So probably I might still expect to see something happening this place here. Either the price could reach here or could reject immediately at this area. So probably we are still expecting to see some movement on next week up to some place like this. That is on the Euro USD pair. Okay. So also when the price has just opened, we will be expecting to see the sharp movement up to this area whereby we cleared some liquidity, so we might reach this area before we start seeing some rejections and then also another confirmation to the upside. On the GBP USD, let me just remove these correlations. On the GBP USD pair, you can just see that this market did not reach to this weekly order block, because we were clearing the liquidity that was just sitting on this area, on this trend line liquidity. So some people were trading this as a support and resistance, and my interest in this GBP USD was to reach this rejection block is where I wanted to see the price going to, and we start rejecting, of which it happened, and just that the price went to that area, and then there was that sharp rejection from that area, and we saw this bullish movement. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing on the GBP USD daily time frame. Another thing that I'm seeing on the GBP daily time frame is that there is an immediate rebalance. You can just see this area here. What you just notice about this place is that the previous day, on Wednesday, this candle had closed here, and on Thursday this market opened with a gap. You can just see this one closed here, but on Monday, on Thursday, this candle opened with a gap here, and then there was this movement. So probably we are having what is called a volume imbalance at this place here because of this gap, and probably we might still see this area acting as a strong area where we'll be seeing some support and resistance being generated probably next week, or even on Monday, or along that trading period. So there was that gap on the daily time frame that occurred in that price. So probably we might still expect to see some movement. That is it on that day. Okay, so that volume imbalance is just here correctly, it is just placed here. You can just see this candle opened here and it closed here, and the next candle opened lower like this and then it closed there. So this is a strong area where we are going to see some rejections in price, and probably on Monday we are just going to have this movement down like this, and then liquidity might be created before we could start going up. This is what we might expect to see on Monday, or probably along the week. So we are just going to expect something like this. I don't expect to see so much movement. If there could be so much movement, then we might have this movement like this starting on the first day, or they could hold this, and then before this market could move, it will just come and clear the liquidity thing that has been created here, and then we have that sharp movement to the upside. On the 2 hours time frame, I still see the same thing. You can just see that on the 2 hours time frame, the market was having this low, this high, this lower low, and then there was this high that went and cleared the liquidity, and then also there was this higher low, and then the sharp high high. So meaning our order block was just sitting here on this time frame. This was our order block, and you can just see it respected the 50% threshold. And again, what do we have right now? Right now we are having this high which was broken here, and you can just see liquidity was also generated at this place, and then we had this sharp displacement to the upside. So what I'm just seeing here is that I don't expect to see some, because a lot of damage was done here by this price. A lot of damage was done at this place. So can just see this market was having a fake trend line. Can just see we had this fake trend line, the first touch, second touch, the third touch, and then it just tried to end down, and then there was just that rejection. And again, what happened after breaking away from that area, we went back, we traced back to that area of resistance, and then we had that sharp movement. So probably I don't expect to see a lot of movement to the downside, but even in case we might have that movement to the downside, then probably it might reach to this bullish order block, but I don't see that coming. But always be prepared for anything to happen in this market. Remember, this market we do not have control. There are people that are having control of the market, and we might expect to see them doing whatever they will be doing to the price. So another thing also again that I might talk about is that is this bullish order block here. You can just see this. So we have this bullish order block again here because we went and broke this high, all in that place area. So probably we are still expecting to have some movements in this area before we could go see that bullish movement. Okay, so what I'm talking about, what I'm saying is that we might open with a gap up to this place, or again the price might open to the gap to some place here and then runs down to this area, and then we see the rejection starting on Monday. So anything can happen, and always be prepared to see the market doing whatever it has to do. But that is my expectation on the dollar index, on the GBP USD, and what I'm just telling you is that let's follow the rules. We are going to find good trading opportunities. I want to wish you well as we trade this week. May you find good trading setups, and also may you follow the rules of this game. Remember, it is not a must for you to trade on every single day, but if you take good trading opportunities, then you are going to make a good progress in the forex market. Also remember to control your emotions in this trading so that you can be able to trade well. Thank you so much, and I wish you well.